everyone, and welcome to Vandercook College of Music's Masterclass, Essential Guitar Techniques for Classical and Fingerstyle Players with Dr. Julie Goldberg.
Hello, Sarah, thank you for that. So I'm so excited to see all of you guys here. Well, I see your names. And this is the way our masterclass is going to go. I'll do a little playing just to it's a good way to start every class with a little music. And then we're going to work on some techniques and exercises together. So if you feel comfortable, I would certainly encourage you, when we get to that exercise part, to put your screen on so we can just see, and then I can give you some better tips if I see what your fingers are doing. Okay, so these are the essential technique exercises, as I deem them, for fingerstyle and classical players, meaning that we're going to use our fingers in our right hand or our plucking hand rather than a pick. So I'm just going to start off with a very short piece. This is Etude number 10 by Leo Brouwer, the Cuban composer, Leo Brouwer. And it uses all the techniques that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so let me just adjust this a little bit. All right, here we go. So if everyone has the handout with them, if you don't have the handout, you can find a link to it in the chat. All right, so I'm hoping everyone is looking at the handout that I'm looking at right here. Let me just make sure everyone's looking at the same thing that I'm looking at. So left hand coordination exercises, we're all there. That's what I'm looking at right here. Okay, I'm going to stop my share just as long as we're on the same page. Literally. Okay, that's the first page we're looking at. Okay, so whenever I'm thinking about playing guitar, teaching guitar, I want to use the least amount of energy possible, okay? That the way we're going to be able to play with facility and speed and accuracy is when we're completely relaxed. Well, as relaxed as we possibly can be. So we'll be talking a lot about weight and minimum pressure and minimum exertion, and the idea that we play and then we relax. All right, so as we look at these exercises here, well, actually, I'm not even going to look at the exercise. I'll just talk about it and then we can look at the page. All right, so you all know that in your left hand you have 4 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let me call this the fretting hand in case we have any lefties. It's great. You guys are better guitarists than most. So we have 4 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to come up to the 5th fret. All right? And as I put my fingers on the 5th fret here, my first finger's on the 1st fret, second finger's on the 3rd fret, third finger's on the 4th fret, 4th finger's on the 5th fret. And you'll notice that 2 and 3 are absolutely perpendicular. Okay? To do this, my wrist is low. So my wrist isn't high like that, but it's low like this. Okay? And my thumb is about right behind my second finger. Okay? So I have 2 and 3 perpendicular on standing up on this fretboard, and then my first finger lays down a little bit towards the tuning pegs, and my 4th finger lays down a little bit towards the sound hole. Okay, so I have 2 very perpendicular fingers, 2 and 3, and 1 leans a little bit towards the left, and 4 leans a little bit towards the right. All right, so you'll notice that my sitting position is such that my guitar is a little bit up on an angle, and this helps me, okay? So some of our players who play like this, it's a little harder to get your elbow out and your wrist straight. So that's why I really prefer this classical sitting position where my neck is about a 45-degree angle. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to play our first finger. And when we play our first finger, the note underneath our first finger, 5th fret, we're putting our finger as close to the upper fret as possible. You might notice that when you're further down, you get a buzz for the same amount of pressure. You'll get a better sound the closer you are to the upper fret. Okay, upper fret, meaning the fret towards the soundboard. Okay? So I'm going to play 1, I'm going to play 2, I'm going to play 3, I'm going to play 4. Now as I do this, of course we want our fingers nice and curved. And my thought is, I play 1, I've got my weight of my finger right there. Now the weight transfers from 1 to 2. 1's still here, but it's like there's not much pressure on that. Then I transfer the weight to 3. 1 and 2 are really relaxed. They're just sitting there. And then I transfer the weight to 4. So when I play 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like that. It doesn't look like this because that's extra energy. Okay, so I just want to play 1, keep 1 down lightly, move the energy to 2. Keep 2 down and 1 and 2 down, move the energy to 3. Keep 3 down, move the energy to 4. Okay, so if you have your guitar with you, let's do the following. Let's play together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I want to do to start is to play 2 pitches, 2 articulations on each finger. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And then we'll go to the next string. And please notice how much pressure you have on each finger. Hopefully, not a lot. Okay, let's go. 3 and 4 and 1, 1, 2, 3. Next string. Next string. Next string. Next string. Make sure the energy is moving from one finger to the next. Okay, let's stop there. Now the other thing you might have noticed is that your thumb in the back of the guitar actually pushes up towards the ceiling. That when I play the first string, I'm about here, and when I play the second string, my thumb's moved up a little bit. And when I go to the third string, it moves up a little bit, and it moves up a little bit. Which fingers are we using to pluck in the right hand? Actually, I'm using index middle, but you could use index annular or middle annular, whatever works for you. Okay, for more challenging approach, you might go middle annular, but I'm using index middle to start. Okay, let's do that one more time. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Next one. Great. Okay, so Tyler asked if you could use a pick or your fingers. You know, you could use a pick if you wanted to. I was just focusing on our finger picking because that's kind of kind of the style I was thinking about. Okay, but yes, definitely this works playing with a pick in your right hand too. No problem with that. No problem with that. Oh, let me just go back. All right, so now let's play 1 stroke per pitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll play it twice. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Next string. I'm sorry, same string. Now we're going to the next string. Make sure you're relaxing each finger after you play it, but it stays on the string. Third string. Fourth string. And fifth string. So great coordination exercise here. So I would start playing 2 articulations for each pitch. And then I'll play 1 articulation for each pitch. And then we can use these patterns also to work on speed. So what I'd like you to do is play and stop and relax. So I'm just going to say fast. I'm going to say as fast as you can. Without your right hand, without your picking hand, just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. It goes pretty well, doesn't it? Especially if you keep your lower fingers down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. So when I say relax, I mean my fingers are on the strings, but I just have no tension there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax. Okay? Now let's try that with your right hand. Relax. Relax. Completely relax. So you'll notice when I relax, let me just get a close up here. When I relax, my fingers are still there. I mean, it's hard to explain even in person. My fingers are still there, but like they're noodles. And then they're noodly. They're just nothing. Now, if you're having a hard time coordinating, just try this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it should feel like you could do this all day long because there's very little pressure here and very little motion because your fingers are really close already to the strings, right? We're not playing from out here, we're playing as close as we can. Let's try it on the second string. Just play 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, try it on the second string. 1, 2, relax. 1, 2, relax. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to the fourth string. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you get the idea. That was the easiest pattern. If we look at our sheet here, we have all these different patterns. Let's just go over these directions for a second. Start at the 5th fret. Yes, I start at the 5th fret because our guitar neck, the frets get closer together as you go higher. You know, it's physics. It's beyond me, but yes, our half steps get like physically smaller as we go higher up the neck. Okay, so I like to start at the 5th fret. If your hands are particularly small, you might want to start even higher at the 7th fret. That's no problem. If your hands are bigger and it's more comfortable at the 3rd or 1st fret, go ahead. But I just don't like to stretch out at the first fret to start. So I played 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I might play the next pattern. Maybe I'll go to 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. Same thing. I start off playing 2 articulations per pitch. Then I'm going to play 1 articulation per pitch, play the pattern twice on each string, and then I'm going to try for the speed bursts. So our speed bursts are just bursts. So I don't even deal with the metronome at first when I'm playing my speed burst because it's how it feels. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, I love this. So let's just try this, okay? We'll go through this process one more time with a different pattern. 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay? So let's just play our left hand. 1, 2, 1 and 2 are down. I go to 4. Now I have to lift 4 and put up 3. If I do that, I lift 4, put up 3, 1 and 2 stay down. They're just there. I just try to think of my fingers as being really lazy. And if they want to stay, if they're already down, they're going to stay down. Okay, so let's try this pattern. We're going to play 2 articulations on each pitch. Here we go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 4. Next string. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay, we'll relax right there. Okay, next step. And believe me, it could take longer to assimilate these steps. You might want to practice that for a couple days and then go to this next step, which is just 1 articulation on each pitch. And we're going to play the pattern twice. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, and do it again. Second string. Third string. 4 goes down, now 4 comes up as we get to 3. Relax 4. 1, 2, 4 goes down, relax 4, put down 3. Relax 4, put down 3, and 5th string. Relax 4 now and put it down 3. Okay, and then our next step, speed bursts. Okay, on the first string, let's try 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Super relaxed, right? Now 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. When I finish, 1, 2, and 3 are down. So it's 1, 2, 4, 3, and 1 and 2 just haven't left. Because why would they? You know, it would be more effort for them to leave. So 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. Try the second string, it might be easier. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. It's harder than 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? Let's try the third string. 1, 2. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. So these patterns, there's so many of them. I mean, you could spend a lifetime. I mean, believe me, I have. I have spent a lifetime practicing these patterns. And you should. Okay? They're great warm-ups. And adding these speed bursts is fun. And then teaches us to play fast. So I had a wonderful teacher, Robert Guthrie, who said the only way to play fast is to practice fast. So the idea that we practice small sections very quickly. In addition to playing slowly and carefully, we practice small sections very quickly so we get used to playing fast tempos. All right, let me just check in with you guys. Do we have any questions about this exercise before we move on to the next? Oh, that's a really good question. How do I keep my pinky near the string? Well, we have an exercise coming up for that. So, Cynthia, I have to tell you, you have to talk to your pinky. Okay, so what I do as I'm playing, especially as I'm playing 3, I'm telling my pinky to hover around the second string. So I spend a lot of time talking to my pinky and suggesting that aiming it towards the second string when I'm playing the first string. And then when I'm playing the second string, I ask my pinky to hover over the third string. So I give it something to do. Okay? Yeah, because our pinkies, they like to fly around. The stronger we get our pinkies, the easier it's going to be. And we have actually some exercise coming up that's going to talk just about that. So, good point. Is there a reason that I left the 6th string out? Yes. Yeah, I left the 6th string out of these exercises because as I'm playing rest stroke with my right hand. That's the technique where I play a string in my right hand and I touch the next lower string. So if I'm playing on the 6th string, on the 6th string, I have nowhere to rest. So because I was playing rest stroke with my right hand, yeah, that's why I left out the 6th string. That's a good question. Oh my goodness. Joshua, if your fingers are burning, let me ask you this, Joshua. Are the tips of your fingers, you're talking about the tips of your fingers or you're talking about the muscles? Oh, the muscles. Okay. Okay, well, the muscles, that's a problem. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, like showing me how you're playing, putting your video on and showing me how you're playing, I might be able to help you out a little bit. Because I don't see I don't see your video. But a couple things I could suggest. Number one is that to make sure your hand position is such that your wrist is straight. Make sure you're not this way, but your wrist is straight. Okay, so that your hand isn't using too much pressure, isn't grabbing, but it's just laying on top of the strings. Okay, so if your muscles are burning, you're using too much tension. Okay? And so what I would do is go back to the very slow practice and explore that you put one finger down, and then you relax that finger and you put the next finger down. And so that the energy moves from one finger to the other. Okay? Also make sure that your thumb is just laying back here. It's just touching back here. It's not bent, and it's also not squeezing, but it's just laying flat. Okay? So, yes, that's a good point. Your muscles should not burn. Okay? The tips of your fingers might hurt, and I hate to say it, but I'm okay with that. That just means we need more calluses. Okay? Or that we've played a long time and our fingers, are just a little raw. Let's go on to the second page here. Okay? Oh, actually, we're going to... this is a good one, the diminished arpeggio finger buster, but I want to make sure we get to the slurs here. So let's talk about slurs. Slurs. Here I am. Do you see where I'm on the second page, the second exercise? Okay. All instrumentalists call this technique a slur. We as guitarists call it hammer-ons and pull-offs because that's the mechanism we use. But it is a slur. Okay. So when we play a slur, what we're doing is we're joining two or more notes without articulating the later notes. Okay? So when we're playing an ascending slur, I play a note and then I hammer on. You know what that is? That's a tap. It's just a tap. It's like you're sitting and you're waiting for someone and you're tapping. You're not squeezing, you're just tapping. And when we tap, we get a pretty good sound, right? So this tap, that's what we're after. I have to admit, I got a pretty loud tap just because my fingers are pretty strong from all these years of doing it. And my calluses are kind of, well developed. If you don't get a loud tap, don't worry. That's the motion. And as you're tapping, make sure that you're pointing towards the fretboard. We don't want to tap like this. I mean, we're not like major league baseball pitchers where we have to do the wind up. No. We just need to get a little bit far away. We stay very close to the fretboard. Okay? So our first exercise here is we play 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So let's watch where the tension is. I play 1. 1 is there. It's kind of like dead weight, and then the energy goes to 2. Okay? 1. Now the energy is on 2. Okay? Now they're kind of relaxed, and I move to the next string. 1 has some energy. Now the energy moves to 2. 1 is there, but it's like a noodle. It's a wet noodle. It's doing nothing. Move to the next string. 1 has some energy. Energy moves to 2. The weight of 2 is hammering on to the next string. 1 on the next string. Energy, weight of 2. Okay? Second string. 1 has some weight. Now the weight goes to 2. First string, and the weight goes to 2. So the weight of my finger. I mean, notice. Your fingers are so big compared to these strings. Even the 6th string. My finger is, I don't know how many times thicker than the 6th string. We don't have to use a lot of energy. We just have to place. Okay? So here's the exercise. It goes... Okay? Let's start there. Ready? 1, 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm up here. I'm going to play 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, this is a point where we can talk to our 4th finger. I play 2, and then I'm going to hammer on 3, and what does my pinky want to do? It wants to do that. That's what it wants to do. I'm not going to let it. I'm going to tell my pinky to point to the 2nd string. Okay? And this works better if your wrist is straight. If your wrist is like this, it doesn't work as well. It works better this way. Okay? So let's go a little slow, and each time I hammer on 3, I'm inviting 2 to hover over the 4th string. Okay? So it goes 2 over the next lower string. Okay? Now I'm going to play 3, 4. This gives my 4th finger a chance to really exercise. 3, 4, 3, 4. Now some people will have a hard time with the fourth finger, especially if your hand's like this. It's really hard to move your fourth finger. Drop your thumb, drop your wrist, get your fingers perpendicular. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay? Okay, let's try the whole thing slowly. We start with 1, 1 and 2, go up to the first string. 2 and 3, we get down to the 6th string. 3 and 4, we go back up to the first string. Then I'll show you what comes next. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now 2, 3, 2, 3. I'm talking to my fourth finger and it's kind of behaving. Now 3, 4. Just the weight of your fourth finger. It doesn't have to be that loud. Stay there. Okay? Now shift up 1 fret. My third finger's on the 4th fret. My fourth finger's on the 5th fret. Here I go. I'm going to play 3, 4 and descend from string to string. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. I'm down here. Let's play 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2. Let's shift. 1 goes up now to the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 3. 3, 4. Shift. And then we'll play 3, 4 on the next fret. So that's 6 and 7. All right, so this exercise, the way I've written it, it gives us a reason to play these slurs on all 12 frets. Okay? And that's the point of shifting up. So it's easier to explain actually than read. So let me just show you here. So I play 1, 2, and then 2, 3, and then 3, 4. Now I shift up, 3, 4. I go the other way down the hand, so 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Now I shift up with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to shift again. Make some sense? So I play 1, 2, I play 2, 3, I play 3, 4, and then I shift up. Then I play 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then I shift up with 1. So I'm making my way slowly up the fretboard. Gives me lots of reason to repeat this exercise and a little bit of variety so I'm not always on the same frets. Does that make sense? Okay, and actually the way I've written all these exercises is the same way, using this shifting idea. So let's start on the 5th fret. Let's start on the 5th fret. Okay, start on the 5th fret, 6th string. And we'll go a little higher, okay? So we start with 1, 2. Ready, and 1, 2. Now to 2, 3. Remember the lower finger's very relaxed. 3, 4. Then we're going to shift up. Here we go, shift up, and it's 3, 4 on the next fret. Now 2, 3. And 1, 2. And then I'm going to shift my first finger. First finger goes to the 7th fret. 2, 3. 3, 4. Now shift up. You get the idea. I mean, I'm getting tired. My fingers are getting tired. So, okay, let's get back a little bit to talk about Joshua's point. Okay, so yes, my fingers are tired. My muscles are tired right here. They're tired, but they're not burning. So be sure if, I mean, burning just when you start playing is a problem. But if you've been doing something for a while and you get a bit tired, Good. It's good. But we're not, we're not at CrossFit at the gym. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to practice till failure. It starts to feel a little tight. Stop and do something else. Okay? Your muscles are small and they're going to develop, but we don't need to stress them out in order for that to happen. So we've got slurs, ascending or ascending slurs. We've got these ascending slurs that use non-adjacent fingers. So it's pretty much the same idea. It's just we go, instead of going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we go 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then we go 2, 4. Okay, so we're practicing non-adjacent fingers. Let me show you this one. This one we've been talking about with an ascending slurs with an independent fourth finger. So we're going to play 1, 1, 3, and then 4 on the next string. 1, 3, and then 4 on the next string. So be sure to notice, I've written it in notation and in tab. It's the pattern, and you can play this pattern on anywhere on the fret. And you should play this up higher on the fretboard and down low. Well, you can't play lower than the first fret, but you don't need to start in the first position if you don't want to. So let's see how this is going to go. It's that idea of talking to our fourth finger. And I'm going to start on the 5th fret because I don't want to stress my hand out too much. So I'm going to start on the 5th fret. And I'm going to play 1, 3, and then 4 on the 2nd string. So not only am I inviting my fourth finger to hover over that 2nd string, it's got to get there. So it has a reason. It has a reason not to fly away. And that's the best way to train your fourth finger. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay, makes sense? Let's do it slowly. Here we go. 1, slur to 3, 4 on the 2nd string. 1, and then, I'm sorry. 1, 3, 4 on the 2nd string. 1 on the 2nd string, slur to 3, 4 on the 3rd string. 1 on the 3rd string, 4 on the 4th string. 1 to 3 on the 4th string, 4 on the 5th string, 1 to 3 on the 5th string, 4 on the 6th string. Makes sense? This one doesn't work so well sliding, like making the shift. So what I'm going to do is just then go down to the 4th fret and do it again. Ready? 1, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Cool. And 3rd fret. Here we go. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay, let's talk about energy for a second. Have energy on my 1st finger. The energy moves to my 3rd finger. 1 and 3 are staying there, but they're just like dead weight, really. And then 4 has the energy. So 1, 3, relax 1 and 3, just let them stay there, and 4 moves. 1, 3, 4. By the time I'm playing 4, 1 and 3 are just, wet noodles. They just don't have any energy left, which is good because it's moved to the 4th finger. So that is actually one of my favorite exercises to help my 4th finger behave and train it to stay close to the fretboard. All right, so those are our ascending slurs. Let's talk about descending slurs for a second. Same mechanism in the right hand, right? The descending slur is a pull-off. And the most important thing I can tell you about the descending slur is that you have to have the 2nd note of the slur, the note that you're slurring to, you have to have that finger down when you start. Okay? If you don't, you won't get a very good sound and you'll have a lot of tension in your hand. So this is it. Okay. Let me show you the exercise that I prefer to do. Okay? So again, I'm going to start the 5th fret. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put all my fingers down. 1, 2, 3, 4 are all down. And I'm going to go 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. So when I make this descending slur, I'm plucking. I'm plucking with my left hand. My finger is plucking. Let me say that better. My finger's plucking, my hand's staying still. So my finger's coming down, and my hand staying still. Now this is a killer exercise. Why would I write an exercise that's 4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-3-2-2-1 and make my fourth finger play so much? Well, actually, I didn't write the exercise. Andre Segovia did in his very famous pamphlet of diatonic slurs. And the reason being is because my 4-3 is the least, well, it's the least developed. So I need to spend most of my time 4-3-4-3-4-3. 3-2 is no problem. 2-1's pretty easy. Okay, so let's try it on the first string. Ready? 4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-3-2-2. So after I play the slur, guess what? Relax. 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 4. Hopefully by this time your fingers are just hanging out nice and relaxed. If your fingers are hanging out like this, well, you got to talk to them and ask them to release the tension. Okay? So once you're done playing the slur, your finger is just noodles. Wet noodles. Now when we go to the second string, actually we get a really interesting phenomenon here. Okay? We're going to pull off, and when we pull off, the best actually sound we can get, can you see this, is that we're going to, let's see if I do it this way. I'm going to touch the first string. So if I pull off to make a descending slur, 4-3 on the second string, my fourth finger ends up against the first string. So I think you can hear that it's a little bit of a snap. Up close, that snap, sounds pretty prominent. But out to your listener, it just makes the slur very clear. They don't really hear the snap as much. So when you're playing on an inner string, after each slur, your finger should rest on the next string. Yeah, that wasn't a good one, but better to have a snap than to have a weak slur. So let's try it together on the second string. Ready, and 4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-2-1. Try it again. It works best again if your wrist is straight. Not this, but this. And your first finger, your thumb is behind your first or second finger. Not here, but here. Okay? Let's try again on the second string. Ready, and 4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-3-2-2-1. Next string, third string. 4-3-4-3-4-3-4-3-3-2. Next string. 4-3-3-2-2-1. Fifth string. Okay, so I have in this packet several descending slur exercises. This is the one we just did, 4-3-4-3, 4-3-3-2-2-1. And the next one is non-adjacent fingers. Same idea. You pull off 4-2, and then you pull off 3-1. Make sure when 4 goes down, 2 goes down at the same time, so that they're both here ready to go. 4 and 2 are ready to go. I couldn't do this. That's not going to work. Put them both down at the same time, and now put 3 and 1 at the same time. And so 3 pulls off to 1. You have to pull off to the next note. You have to pull off to the lower note, and that note has to be there to anchor your hand. Okay, so the same type of exercise, just different fingers. And then similar to the one we did with the ascending slurs, here we have a descending slur, and we have to talk to the fourth finger, right? So this is hard. So 3-1-4, 3, pull off 3 and get 4 to hover over 2. So my fourth finger stays hovering over the next lower string. Not easy. That's a lot of good independence between 3 and 4. I just can't stress enough that my hand position is what's making this possible. This is never going to work, but this makes it possible. Okay, let me check in with you guys. Any questions? Let's see. Jose wants to know what types of strings. Well, that's interesting. It all depends on your guitar. See, I would say for the strings, I'm using the Diodario Titanium Pro Art strings. I like my strings to speak quickly and medium tension. So Diodario has all types of strings. Their Pro Art strings are great, and I just really like the titanium ones, which I think have something in it besides nylon. It's not like a nylon. This isn't really nylon. It's carbon or something. I don't know. But I like them because they're punchy. And I like the medium tension because it makes it easier to play. So if your slurs are really, really hard to play on your guitar, you might question what type of strings you have. Like, do you have high tension strings? It makes it a lot harder to play a slur. If you have low tension strings, your strings might be a little too wobbly, which would also make it hard to play a descending slur. Oh, why is there a hole in my guitar? That is a great question. Yeah, there's an extra hole. I don't know. Do you see it? So that's a sound port, and guitar makers happily have been developing and trying out new things as they make their guitars. The luthiers they're not set. It's not like the violinists who've been, the violin makers who've been making violins for centuries. Although the guitar makers have been. But the sound port maybe came about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. And the idea is with this, it's like a second sound hole. And so I can hear what's going out. And it sure does make it more fun to play. But also the idea is that the air then is pushed from here through the guitar. There's more movement of the air, and it in general makes the guitar louder. Yeah, so when I got this guitar in 2021. It was a COVID guitar, and I said I really wanted a sound port. So Richard Brunet made my guitar, and he made that. Can I drill one in mine? No. I don't know if I would. You know why? If you drill one in yours, I don't know what bracings are right there. So maybe I'd sell my guitar and go get one that has a sound port. Or I'd take it to luthier and find out. I think there's more to it than just having the hole. The guitar is such an integrated instrument that there might be more to it than just having a hole to make that work. Does it make it sound different? Yeah, it makes it sound louder. But again, the guitar being integrated, there's so many aspects to this guitar that make it sound louder. Part of it is the bracing system, the wood. But yes, I would say in general, the sound port does make it sound louder, especially to me. How often do you change your strings? So I went to a workshop by this wonderful guitar repair person, and he had this statement that I still remember. You should change your strings on the guitar you play. I'm not talking about your classroom guitars, but on the guitar you play after 48 hours of playing. He said, as often as you change your underwear. I don't know. I mean, let's not get too personal, but I changed my underwear more than 48 hours. A lot, more recent than 48 hours. But he said you shouldn't play your strings longer than you would keep the same underwear on. But 48 hours of playing, if you practice an hour every day, you've got 48 days. Okay? If you practice 4 hours every day, you've got 12 days. How often do I change my strings? I change my strings every 3 weeks. So kind of figure out how often I'm practicing there. Okay. All right. So the guitar I'm playing right now was built by Richard Brunet, Brune, who is a phenomenal guitar maker. He used to be in Evanston, Illinois, and now he's in Wakanda, Illinois, which is closer to Wisconsin. He's in his 70s now. This is the third guitar he's built for me, and his son is also building phenomenal guitars. So that's the guitar I'm playing. Okay, how should you restring a classical guitar? there are some really great videos out there. And I don't know, maybe Sarah could take a little look. Sarah, if you go to YouTube and just search for nylon guitar or changing classical guitar strings by Cordoba, that is like the best video I've seen. It shows us, I mean, YouTube can teach us everything. But there is a specific way to change your nylon classical guitar strings, and it has to do with this, okay? That you just can't tie any knot. So carefully watch the video, and I change along with the video. Oh, okay. Good. Joshua, that's a good question. When you're trying to get a new guitar, what do you look for? Okay. Couple things. When you're looking for a nylon string guitar, I'm not going to talk about nylon string guitars because we're talking about finger style, and let's just talk about this. Nylon string guitars are mostly played with your fingers. Steel string guitars are more often played with a pick. Okay? That being true, you can play your steel string guitar with your fingers, of course. There's a whole school of American fingerstyle playing, which is fantastic. Leo Kaki and all, they're fantastic players. So when you're looking for a guitar, either steel string or nylon string, the most important upgrade is the soundboard. Okay? If you can get a solid soundboard, a solid piece of wood. The very entry-level guitars, we're talking laminate, like several pieces of wood that are glued together. But if you can get a solid piece of wood on the soundboard, you're already getting better sound. Okay? So I would start there. And then the next upgrade would be, getting solid wood back and sides. And that helps the sound too. Okay? As you get into even more expensive guitars, this part of your fingerboard, of your fretboard, is ebony, not mahogany or rosewood that's painted black. So those are things that automatically let you know this guitar is worth more than the one that doesn't have a solid wood or doesn't have an ebony neck. Then the other thing that's super, super important is how it plays. Okay, so if you're going to go and check out some guitars, have a few pieces or a few parts of pieces that you really know how to play and that you want to play. Something slow, something loud, something soft. Okay, and you want to play it on all these different guitars and see which one you like better, which one feels best, and which one sounds best. And then also bring someone with you and have them play so you can hear how the guitar sounds from the other side. So those are kind of the best things I can tell you about getting a guitar. Number one, how it plays and how it sounds. And then so you know how what the guitar should cost. Think about where the solid wood is, and that will let you know the expense level. So Valerie's cousin wants to know how high the action on the guitar should be. That's a really good question. So the action is the distance between the string and the fretboard. Okay, so you'll notice I can't even put my finger there. So the answer is as low as possible. The higher your action, the harder it is to push the strings down, and we've been talking about using the least amount of pressure possible. Okay, so your action can only be as high. Well, let me take it back. Your action can only be as low as it won't make the strings buzz against the fret. So you want it as low as possible, but without a buzz. If it's too low, the string actually buzzes against the fret bar. Okay, so I would say, for me, I like the action as low as possible, but without a buzz. Which of these exercises would be appropriate for beginning or intermediate school guitar? Yeah, actually, I think most of them. They don't require any note reading, okay? It's just a finger exercise. So definitely the coordination exercise. Then as your middle schoolers and high schoolers develop this good hand position, you can start adding the slurs. So I mean, there's no reason not to start these now, okay? And to establish this really great left hand position. Let's see, John. Yes, I can definitely do virtual master classes for beginning high school guitar classes. You have my email. It's on a lot of things, and it's on the handout. jgoldberg@vandercook.edu. Send me an email. I'd be happy to respond. We can work something out. It'd be really fun. What was on the bottom of the handout? Or the bottom of my guitar? Well, I think it's the bottom of my guitar, so let me show you. Okay, so to get into this position, classical guitarists, can use a guitar strap. You can use a footstool. And I have this really cool, I don't know if you can see, this really cool thing that attaches to the back of my guitar with suction cups. And I put this on my leg here and it raises the guitar up. But I don't have to drill anything into my guitar. I don't have to make another hole or anything. If I can get it off here. Because it disconnects with these suction cups. Okay, so it's called the guitar lift. I'm not saying it's inexpensive, but it really makes it nice to play. Because the footstool is okay, but it kind of hurts your back after a while. Fantastic. Wow, thank you so much for spending some of your Thursday night with us. I hope this was enjoyable and informative. We didn't get to the right hand arpeggios, but no worries. You've got the handouts and we can talk about that more at the next masterclass.